Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all good. Now I've got a very special guest on today. He was actually been on my channel before a little while ago. We're saying off air it's been over a year
Has been.
since you've been on. But yeah, thanks for coming back on. How are you doing and how you feeling about the United transfer window so far?
It's good to be back on, Sophie. Hope you're well. Hope your channels. I mean, I see your channel. You're doing good work on your channel. So big up to you, and hope everything's okay on your side as well. I'm not doing too bad. I'm not doing too bad. I'm just enjoying the summer. I'm enjoying the off season, as people would say, because no football, no United. You can just sit back and relax, no stress, because you already know what happened to us this season. I'm gonna get into too much detail. We had the worst season arguably in my lifetime. Potentially, it is the worst season in my lifetime. But no, I'm not doing too bad, honestly. Summer transfer window kind of busy, and United signed Cunha. I'm not disappointed with the Cunha signing. Cunha is actually a really good signing. I'm just more focused on the other signings now. I just keep hearing the same names every day.
Yeah, same with Arsenal. Yeah,
Just
yeah, I
don't.
get you. Yeah, I'm with you. Arsenal have had the same links. It's so like it gets quite boring after a while. You hear the same sort of stuff. You want something new to happen. So yeah, obviously today we'll chat a bit about United's window, sort of the rumours as well. We've obviously not we've obviously signed Zubimendi, but Arsenal haven't announced that yet. But other than that, we've not done much. So yeah, there's going to be a lot to talk about. Big up Ashley. Hope you're good. Um, after Zuby, any more signings? Obviously, right now nothing is happening,
Kepa.
and I
I mean, you signed Kepa.
yeah,
That's it.
Kepa's pretty much. I think that was sort of a done deal. I think he's going to be the next one to be announced, but obviously right now officially Zubimendi has just been announced. I got a question here. Can is there a chance United can get to Europe next season?
Yeah, there is a chance, but we have to spend well. We have to buy
Yeah,
well. I'm looking at this window, be like this. This is one of the most important windows in obviously in recent time, because obviously last year we signed good. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed with last year's signings, but this year is like
yeah,
we lost the Europa League final. That changes everything, because we won the Europa League final. We'd be all over Gyökeres. We'd be all over all these big names. So, listen, I think Europe is not my main priority. I'll be honest with you. I'm looking more at winning trophies. Like I always tell you, I always
yeah,
tell people the main aim of sport is to win trophies. Man United should be
yeah,
going for the League Cup. So that's a kind of a good. That's kind of a way to get back into Europe as well. But if we have to
yeah.
spend, get back into Champions League potentially. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you because I mean I watched that final and I thought both teams were
Apologies.
terrible, but yeah,
Apologies on United's behalf for losing the final to Spurs. By the way.
yeah, yeah. I was, you know, the only time, the one time I wanted United to win something. I mean,
I don't blame you.
yeah, I think to be honest with you, I think United definitely, if they want to have a much better season, they do have to obviously bring in a lot of signings for you with your window.
Yeah.
How many players do you think you need? Because I look at United now and I think you're possibly in a situation Arsenal were in a few years ago where you're sort of rebuilding your squad. You need to probably get rid of a lot of players, but you also need to add in the right quality players in order for next season for you to, maybe I don't know how you're going to do next season. Obviously, I think winning stuff's great, but you do need in the league to finish a lot higher than you have been.
Yeah. I think we'll do. I don't think we'll do as good as people think, because, look, like I say, it always depends on who you sign, right? It always depends
Yeah,
on the name you bring in. It depends on the profile of players you bring in. Because I'm looking at this window, we need a striker desperately, because
yeah,
people are, Manchester United are struggling to score goals. The goals is the number one priority. If we would have scored more goals than we would have conceded goals, I'd be like, you know what, the defense will be the issue. Because the thing is, right, if you don't finish your chances, you get punished, and that's what happened to us
yeah,
last year. We couldn't finish our chances in so many of those games. We lost the games due to like a battle and scrap with teams against like Wolves, for example. We lost them due to a good Sarabia free kick. If we had finished our chances early in the game, we would have won the game. So at the same time, it's all fine margins. Football's fine margins. So you
yeah.
gotta prioritize the best positions in the game. You gotta prioritize the goal scoring. So number one, striker, and then go on, sign other players that can provide for a striker, creative players as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that's definitely a big part of how United will play next season because I think the attack as well. I mean, I know you have attacking players, but I think they're not really players that, like you look at Arsenal, Liverpool, maybe Man City. Would those players be in those teams? I think you have to look at it and think you have to definitely improve. I mean, you've had
100%.
obviously you've won yourself so far. I've had a look. You've had quite a few links, a few different players. I mean, obviously Bruno Fernandes. I think I like that he wants to stay United. And he wants to stay in the league because he could have easily gone to Saudi. I think with Fernandes, it's a tough one because I think he's a good player, but I just think in the finals, does he step up? Does he turn up as much as you want him to? How do you feel about him choosing United over going to Saudi?
I'll be honest with you, right? Like, I thought Bruno Fernandes' time was at United was up this summer. I thought
Yeah,
it should. I thought, you know what, pack your bags and say goodbye,
yeah,
because at the end of the day, for me, I'm all about players that want to that at the same time help us improve. And Bruno Fernandes, I understand he gets the goals and I understand he gets the assists. The output's there, but as an all-round player, I'm not really. I'm not a massive fan of Bruno Fernandes like that. Not like the way United fans gas him and hype him up. But
yeah,
for me, I'm looking at this more like, cool, you're staying, but what do we do with you now? Do we build around you? Do we build with you? Do we build
yeah,
do because if you bring in a player that's similar profile to Bruno, you're not really building around him. You're just building off of him, or whatever it is. Trying
yeah,
to find replacements for Bruno Fernandes, and I don't think that's the right. I don't think it's the right thing. We should have done it this summer. We should have cashed in on Bruno, used that money, and spent it on the squad. Forget just building around a player. We need to build around the whole team. We're Manchester United. We shouldn't be building around one player. We should be building the whole squad back in from top to bottom again. So
yeah,
I look at the situation like, when a house gets caught on fire, you need to burn. You need to extinguish all the fire out. You can't leave the remains of any fire there. Otherwise, it'll catch fire again. For me, United need to clear everything out and don't
yeah,
leave remains, because it's a mess from top to bottom. I don't. It's not just the players. It's not just the manager. It's the ownership as well. The ownership, the board, starts from them, and then it goes down to the manager. Because for me, the Ineos are not the most ideal ownership for me, in my opinion. I think Ineos are not United owners worthy. I don't think United worthy. I would much rather have had Qatar. Qatar running the club would have been the best number one solution, because they have the money. They can fund hold the whole facilities around the club, the stadium, the academy, transfers, you name it. They would have fixed everything financially, and they would have cleared our debts as well. The debts that the Glazers had left behind, we would have cleared all that out. So that was the main priority. Looking at the ownership as well. But then again, people are saying Ruben Amorim's not the problem, right? I agree, he's not the main problem, but
yeah,
he's also a culprit as to where we finish. Because at the end of the day, we're not Ruben Amorim FC. We're Manchester United FC. We are
yeah,
a club. We're United. We're a team. The manager is also part of a team. He has to be held accountable for the mistakes that he made in that final, right? Because yes, he came in mid-season. That's not his fault. But you still need to get the best out of what you have. And if we don't win a final, that's on the manager, right? The manager
yeah,
has put the team out there. The players also didn't perform, but the manager also needs to hold them accountable and needs to do his job. And that was the one game we needed to win. We needed to win that final. And
yeah.
Ruben, at this, people saying manager can be blamed. He can, but at the same, you don't have to be Ruben Amorim out to blame the manager. You can blame the manager. You can put blame on everyone. We're a collective unit. We're a team. So that's my thoughts on all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone's has a big part to be responsible, especially the final. I mean, as you said, if you'd won that final, you could probably attract more players to come to United because you look at
Yeah,
it, you've won to win the final like that is great, especially Europa League final. So
100.
I think it definitely puts you in a difficult position as well going into the summer. But I think historically, because United are a big club and you've won so much in the past, I still think it's like Arsenal. I mean, when we went through a tough time, we are still able to bring in some good players. So I think you'll still have a big summer. I think, like you said, with the likes of players like Gokres or whoever that might be, it's going to be hard for them to maybe join a
Yeah,
team that obviously don't have Champions League football, Europa League football as well. So I do think that's a big part to play. I just wanted to say big up to
big up to
Russ
Rasta.
Stocks, big up AK. Big up everyone that is watching. We obviously do really appreciate it. And yeah, I do completely agree with what you're saying as well. But I mean, Fernandez as well, it's a tough one because you could have gotten a lot of money for him as well. And you could have used that in a different position or bought in a striker or whoever you want. So I think, yeah, I don't know how long he would be at United for. I think I probably expected him to leave a little, maybe a season ago, or obviously the summer possibly. But yeah, I'm interested to see obviously who United do bring in. Obviously as well with your goalkeeper situation, there has been a lot of rumours. Obviously, Onana might be going. What do you make of Martinez from Villa? Because I get the impression that he's leaving. Like, would he be a step up for Onana for you?
He would, but not for the price that we're gonna get him for. I would much rather look at players like Mike Maignan, who I've been watching for so many years at AC Milan, who I think he's a quality goalkeeper. I think that's the number one keeper we should go out for. We should go out for a keeper like Milinkovic Savic, who actually was once a United Academy product. So he was actually at our club in the academy. Maybe he'd be a good option. Chevalier from France. So there's a lot of keepers out there. Diogo Costa from Porto. I would look at Martinez and be like, okay, he would be the worst option ever, but he's not my ideal replacement for Andre Onana.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my. But I would go for players like Mike Maignan. These are my proper goalkeepers, like number one priority keepers.
Yeah, I think I personally, I mean, obviously Martinez was at Arsenal for a bit, and then he went to Villa. And I thought at the time, is that going to be a mistake from Arsenal, him going, or are we going to think, you know what, if we're getting money for him, it'll be a good thing? And obviously, now I am glad we moved him on because obviously, Ryan now is definitely an upgrade of the goalkeepers we've had. But I think for United, as you said, yeah, he would improve United for sure. Because I think Onana has been quite poor, but I still don't think he's good enough at that level. I mean, if you're wanting to compete for top four, for example, as well, or for other things, if you're in the final or whatever it comes down to, I think he's got quite a few mistakes in him, and I think that might be,
more than a few.
Yeah, I just don't know if he'd be the right goalkeeper. Obviously, it does depend. If he's, I suppose, if he's cheap and it might be an okay deal to do. But I'm with you. I mean, I don't think he would be great, but I do think he'll leave Villa because I am under the impression. Obviously, I think his last game of the season, he did seem a bit emotional, and I'm sort of thinking maybe that was him saying goodbye. So
yeah, a red card at Old Trafford, wasn't it?
That was terrible. I know that's the thing. Things like that. I mean, that's not what United needs right now.
But at the same time, I think from what I've seen, I think Villa are under the PSR level as well, so that's why they need to sell. They need they're under the PSR by 40 million, so that 40 million puts them back onto zero. Right now, for our clubs, United and Arsenal, we're actually 141 million above PSR. I don't know how much you guys are, but I think just below us, just a bit. But then again, forget being above PSR. I think Villa need to invest in a new squad as well.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a new all-round midfield defense like that, but attack maybe might be an issue because, look, I like Villa's squad. I like Unai Emery. I think he's a very, very good manager. Obviously underachieved at Arsenal, but then the issue was for me is they need to look at that money. Big up to Bossa Blue every single time. That's my guy.
Big up to Bossa Blue.
But then at the same time, that money that you need to reinvest in the squad. They want to sign Rashford, but Rashford they can't afford him because they're under the PSR at 40 million. They have to sell to buy. So selling Emiliano Martinez for 40 million will not be. I don't think they'll get 40 million for Emiliano Martinez. If they sell Emiliano Martinez, better be 25, and you sell other players in the squad that you don't use. For example, like Leon Bailey, for example, they don't really use him as much. For example, maybe I don't know if he's still at the club, but Buendia, I don't know if he's still there. Sell him to get some cash in from him.
Yeah.
And cash in from the guys that they don't need anymore and use that money to go and reinvest in positions that can strengthen the squad to potentially challenge for the Europa League next year. But that's my thoughts on Villa's PSR because they, like I said, they're below PSR by 40. So selling Emiliano Martinez for 40 would be a bit ludicrous, but I wouldn't. I think I'd sell him for 25 if I were Villa. But yeah.
Yeah, I think with Villa, I think there's definitely quite a few players that they might sell this summer. I mean, I know Morgan Rogers is another one that Arsenal had been interested in, and I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't. Yeah, I think anyone that gets him, obviously, if any Premier League team gets him, I think that'd be a good move. But
Yeah,
I just don't think we're gonna get him. I just don't think Arsenal.
him
I
against
don't know. I
Man
think
City.
I think with Arsenal at the moment, I think I get the strikers obviously got to be the number one, and I think we need to look
Yeah,
at the wing as well. But yeah, I think definitely Villa are gonna have a really probably going to sell a lot of players. I know they need to bring in players as well, but yeah, if they can get money as well, like for Martinez, I think obviously that would be good for them.
yeah,
Obviously you mentioned Rashford as well. I thought he did quite good on loan this season.
he did all right. Yeah,
I think I watched him and I thought that he looked like he was starting to enjoy his football a bit again, and obviously, it's obviously tough because alone can only tell you so much. I mean, I
he
still think
can.
there's a good player in him, but obviously United, I don't think he's what he probably once was. I mean, a few years back he was quite good, but the with the goals, I don't think he gets enough goals for United. And
Yeah,
obviously, I do think you will sell him, but I've heard
I hope he's.
links to Barcelona. But do you see him leaving this summer? Like what team? Yeah,
I don't see him going to Barcelona because Barcelona are getting Nico Williams apparently from Athletic
yeah,
Bilbao. That's almost done. That's almost over the line. So I know Rashford wants Barcelona, Mustafa, but at the same time, like I don't think Barcelona will get him. I don't think Barcelona will sign him. I think another club would be, let's say Villa do sort their finances out and they can afford Rashford. I reckon Villa should sign Rashford because
yeah,
he's enjoying his football at Rashford at Aston Villa a bit.
yeah,
Yeah, he has to go, Rasta. He has to. But then
yeah.
again, we need to find suitable buyers for these players. For I mean, like I said, like you mentioned, Rasmus Højlund for Napoli. I don't see Rasmus Højlund going to Napoli. I'll be honest with you because they already have Lukaku. But then again, it depends how much they get for Osimhen because Osimhen is still employed by Napoli. Let's not forget that Osimhen will be a quality player for my team as well. But I
Yeah,
don't know. I'm looking at maybe the Serie A would be a good place for Rashford to go. Serie A would be nice. I think Serie
yeah,
A would suit him very, very well, or even the Bundesliga could sort him out. Could suit him very, very well. You know what I mean?
yeah. I definitely think I think I agree with you. I mean, obviously, I'm not a United fan, but I can see that it's just not working out at United, and I think he needs a fresh start somewhere else. And if you went to Villa, then I could see that happening for sure. If they're losing out on some players as well, but
Yeah.
also in like a different league, I could see that happen. Rashford should go to PSG. I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going.
No,
I
no,
don't
no, no.
think that'll
They already
happen.
have Bradley Barcola as well, so he ain't gonna get over here. Big up to you, Kevin. Hope you're well.
Yeah, Bill Kevin. Yeah, Rashford definitely. Spurs should sign him Son replacement. I don't know if he'd go to Spurs. I mean, I know they have just won the Europa League, but I
But
think with
Son,
Spurs, they've got a new manager who I really like, unfortunately, and I think he's going to want to build his own team now. And obviously, they've just won the Europa League, so yeah,
yeah,
I don't see why not. I mean, Son as well. Son's been at Spurs for the longest
but
time, I
he's a
think.
striker. He's more like a
Yeah,
striker than he's a left winger now. So I think you look at Rashford. If he goes to Spurs, he plays that left hand side well. He plays at that left hand side
yeah,
quite well. He slots in well at the left hand side. So I would
yeah,
maybe look at Spurs. I wouldn't. But then again, would Spurs want to play like Rashford the way Thomas Frank plays? I don't think Rashford's going to suit Thomas Frank because don't forget they might go for Mbeumo as well. And I'm worried that if Spurs get Mbeumo, we have to go for someone else. I like Mbeumo. I think the
yeah. He's been linked to United heavily. I mean, I think that'd be a good bit of business. I don't know how much you'd sign him for, but I think that'd
apparently
definitely
70
improve.
million. Apparently Brentford wants 70 million, and that
Yeah,
is that is a
it's a
lot.
lot. Do you know what? I look at players now, especially wingers, and it's like you're gonna
Mm,
have to just pay a lot of money. I mean, I'd love Eze Arsenal, and he's gonna be a lot. He's gonna probably be about. I saw it online. I don't know if it's like 70 million or something like that, but
Eze.
yeah, or 60 million. I think with Eze, I personally, if I'm Arsenal, I just pay what we need to because I think he
Yeah,
would
I
help
would.
us.
I would as well. 60 million would be a good price to pay for Eze. I think. So she's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
an
an
Arsenal.
Arsenal fan. Sorry to United guys in
No, no,
here.
no. It's all right. It's all
Yeah,
right. No, but at least you're a realistic Arsenal fan though, not like one of those ones on online. You know what I mean? Like they always go crazy over things. But at least you're a proper Arsenal fan, so I respect it.
yeah. I
But
just say it how it is, really. Yeah. You got to. I think I'd rather be real than just
Exactly.
I mean, there's positivity and then there's over the top
Oh,
positivity, I think. But yeah, I do enjoy it as well. It's good to chat with United fans as well because you know what? I think with United, as we said, we're in a phase where you've got a good manager, but as you mentioned, I think he has made mistakes as well. And I think next season, I think it's going to probably show you if he can
make
really
up for
take
it.
you to that level because I think he does need a summer, he does need a window to kind of prove himself a bit and bring in
Mm.
some of his own players.
And
But
and the
yeah,
first well, and the first 10 games as well. Have you seen our fixtures in the first 10 games? The irony that we're playing Arsenal in the first game.
yeah,
What's funny? I do a Premier League show with a guy called Josh. Yeah, big up to Josh every single time. Yeah, he's an Arsenal fan. Like he and I do Premier League shows on a weekly basis. I'm sure you've seen him before on
yeah, I think
Premier
I
League.
know him. Yeah,
He the irony that me and him have been planning to do this Premier League fixture release reaction for weeks, and the irony that we're playing Arsenal in the first game of the season is insane. So yeah, Arsenal home. We need to be ready for that. We need to be ready for that game, big time, big time.
yeah. I'm actually okay playing you guys. I mean,
Yeah,
the only teams that I didn't want on the first game was Liverpool, Man City, or Spurs. I mean, I don't really want. I mean, we do have them quite early on, to be honest with you.
we have
We've got
Liverpool game.
Liverpool in our first 5 games at Anfield, and that's
So do
tough.
we.
But
So
yeah,
do we.
I'm okay with playing you guys. I mean, it's not ideal, but I think it could have been worse. I
Do you
mean,
know? Do you know what it is, Sophie? Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah,
no, go on.
Arsenal first. I think Burnley's number 2 or Fulham, and then we play, City. Sorry, Chelsea, then City, and then we play. I forgot who we play, and then we play Liverpool, and then we play Spurs in the 10th game. Then we play all the top 6 teams, like the traditional top 6.
Yeah,
In my opinion, Spurs are not a top 6 club, but in terms
no,
of
I don't
traditional,
see them like that either.
top 6, we play all the top 6 clubs in the Prem in the first 10 games, and I'm like, do you know what? People are complaining about it, but at the same time, we're gonna play them eventually anyway. So you might as well
Yeah,
get it.
you get
You
out
might
of
as
the
well get
way.
over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it out of the way early. Even if you want to play Arsenal, Liverpool, play them early. Get them out of the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see it like that as well because Anfield I hate. I'd rather just get it over with early.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I don't know in order, but I know we have United away. I think we have Leeds, and then I don't know in the mix. Obviously not in Forest as Liverpool. I think we have Man City early as well. I can't remember, but yeah, I think I'd rather get it out of the way and think
I'll bring it up for you if you need.
yeah, I know Leeds is after. I'm okay with Leeds. That'll be a weird one, but yeah, we definitely. I think we have Liverpool after Leeds, but I think either way it's going to be hard. Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan, guys, but it's good to see some United fans in here as well. I'm happy to chat, obviously United
So
as well.
you guys play United first at Old Trafford, then Leeds at home, Liverpool away, Forest at home, City at home, Newcastle away, West Ham at home, Fulham away, Palace at home, and then Burnley away as your first 10 games of the season.
Sure, the
That's a
Newcastle one is a weird one. We, for some reason, they're like our bogey team now. We just really struggle against Newcastle. It's one
So
of
do
those
we.
teams, yeah.
So do we. We're struggling against Newcastle too.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I mean, obviously you guys will feel the same, but if we can win our first game, you have to win. I think if Arsenal lose their first game, then it sets the season in a bad sort of mindset. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, if Arteta going into the league, I mean, we have to win something this season, and we have to. For me, if we don't win the league, I will be very disappointed. But this season that's gone, I don't think we've competed for the league. I think Liverpool have won it, and I think Liverpool didn't really have a lot of competition. They obviously have deserved to win it, but I think Arsenal just have to go down to the wire and hopefully win it. But yeah, I mean, this slot fella doesn't have a clue. He won the league by fluke. He's the manager in that small club. I mean, I think
He's joking.
yeah, no, I think in a way he's had it easier because Man City have fallen off. The season's just gone, and that's helped him. Arsenal have had problems with the window, which I think we should have brought in a striker and other factors.
100%.
So next season will definitely be telling to see how they do for sure.
What's your thoughts on Arteta this season? Like, do you think that this is last season to prove himself? Or
I think it's the problem that I have as well. If I said I think he should go, I don't know who would be the right fit to bring in because I think his time is coming to an end. But I also
mm,
think who would come into this team and kind of yeah, I think to be honest with you, I think with where we are now, I think that's as much as we can go with Arteta. I think it's okay to admit that, but I think for him, he'll want to keep pushing on until he's done that. And we could
mm,
be sitting here for years to come and we're still in the same position. But
yeah,
I do think, I mean, the PSG game's interesting because they deserve to win. Obviously, they deserve to win as well, the final. But I also think in moments, if Arsenal would have had a striker, things would have been different. But then I also think that is on Arteta for not bringing one in because we've chose to bring in players like Calafiori, Marino, which I do actually rate, but I think Arteta's had chances to bring in other
yeah.
players. But yeah, I
Because
think this season he definitely has to win something. I do
yeah,
think for me, the league is the one that I think we have to win because the Champions League, I'm okay. I don't mind waiting, a season or two for that. I think the league's the one that we've gotten so close to that we've not been able to reach yet. But yeah, I think if I had to choose, if I was in around, probably more out because he's had a lot of time really. But what is your thoughts really on him?
Mikel Arteta, I think you know what? I'll be honest with you, Sophie. I think his time should have come to an end a long time
Yeah,
ago because he's had many chances to prove
yeah,
himself. Like since the last time you guys won a trophy was 2020, right?
yeah,
And you guys should have pushed on from there. In my opinion, that you guys should have made the Europa League final the following year. You should have played. It should have been United versus Arsenal in the final, not
yeah,
United versus Villarreal, because he did. Don't forget, he did take off Aubameyang for Willian, and that was also a massive mistake that he made, right? But then again, he blew an 8 point lead and just about lost the league by a bit last year as well, and the year before, the year before this one, and then this past season, you guys didn't really compete, and that's a worry because also don't forget he does have a final say on transfers, and that's a worrying thing. If he's saying you don't need a striker, whilst Kai Havertz is kind of if he struggles to
yeah.
score because he don't forget I think he told Sesko that we already have Kai Havertz, so you need to be careful with the transfer decisions as well because he is the guy that he has the final say on transfers. Don't forget. So, but I
Yeah.
think he's gone a long time ago in my opinion. But this is my own personal opinion. I think he should have
Yeah,
gone.
I'm with you. Yeah, I definitely think if we don't win anything, he has to go. That's my opinion. I mean, I do get this season. I mean, getting to a semi-final of the Champions League. Admit that I think that's impressive, but I just think that we just weren't really ready to compete with how they play. And I think, yeah, I think this summer. I mean, I don't know who we're going to bring in. For me, obviously, I think Isak's out of the talks because he would be too much, and that's
Too much.
okay. But Gokres would be the one for me. I know we mentioned Sesko, obviously as well. I don't mind having Sesko at Arsenal, but I think when I'm chatting, a lot of fans are questioning:
Yeah.
is he more of a project player that would be someone that'd be good maybe in a year or two? Then because I think it's obvious we need someone that's going to be good now. I mean, you look at Man City; they've got Haaland, they've got Salah, so we need someone that's going to just come in and just take us to the next level. So yeah, we really do have to have a big summer, and I do probably think we might have to sell some players possibly because I don't know
Yeah.
how much money we have. I know we'll have a certain amount because we finished
But
second, and
yeah,
but I don't know how much we
I'm
have
very
really.
I'm very surprised you're letting go of Thomas Partey on a free. In my opinion, I think you guys should
Yeah,
contract. He's one of your best. I think he's one of your best midfielders at the club, if not the best midfielder at the club, because the way he's played this season, I think he's definitely been your best midfielder this season. Based off alone this season,
yeah,
I think he's been your best midfielder. And I'm surprised you guys are not keeping him. I understand, yes, the age and everything, but at the same time, age does not always matter in football unless you're still performing at a very high level.
yeah,
And I think you guys should have kept Thomas Partey. Where I think you guys should have, where I think you guys should make moves on this move. I think you guys, I might sound crazy, but Martinelli, I think for me, it's time's up at Arsenal.
yeah,
He's had couple bad seasons. You need to let go of Raheem. Raheem Sterling's gone back anyways.
yeah. I think he's gone. I don't I don't think he's staying. Hopefully,
But then you have a few players as well there that's kind of like Zinchenko, Jesus. If you could let them go, you could maybe cash in on these guys. and then use that money to go and strengthen the squad a bit more, because you just signed a backup keeper. Beto's now gone back to
Yeah.
so Beto's now gone back to Bournemouth, and you're taking Kepa from Chelsea. So I'm looking at it like these are okay signings, but then you need more, as because
Yeah.
last year you didn't have the depth. You had injuries, but you didn't have depth, and that's where you blame the manager, because he's overplaying these players as well. Don't forget he's overusing Saka. That's why Saka had an injury. That's why he had an injury term for a bit. So you have to be careful with Saka now, because Saka, if he gets injured again, it could be curtains for him in terms of his fitness issues going forward. So you need to, like I said, strengthen in the attack, strengthen a bit in midfield, but keep Thomas Partey as a guy there. And yeah,
Yeah.
so I think.
Partey, it's really hard because I think if we'd have gotten money for him, I think it'd be a bit different. I also think it would be hard to find a replacement for him as well. And also, like, you go into the season and you think you've got Rice, Zubimendi, obviously Odegaard. I know Havertz and Marino can play there, but I don't think they're really great in midfield. So I think it puts us in a difficult position because we need to improve in our attack, and you want to sort of leave the midfield now. But Partey, yeah, I think with Partey, I think he's probably thinking that I think he wants more money, and I think Arsenal don't want to do that. And
Yeah,
he might be thinking to himself, "Am I going to get, regular game time?" Because I think when the season starts, I think Thomas Partey, if he was staying, he would probably start and then gradually maybe come off the bench. I think Mendy will end up being a starter. So I think that's what's probably going in his mind. And it's tough, isn't it? Because as you said, him and Rice, they've both built a great partnership together, and they like when one of them isn't playing, you can really feel how different Arsenal are in
yeah,
midfield. So
you need good
yeah,
depth
I
there.
think I don't know who we would bring in really as replacement, and I just don't know if we're going to do that
I'm
because I think yeah,
you do have Zubimendi, and he's a good
yeah,
replacement. But at the same time, you always need cover for injuries as well. And Declan Rice, for me, I'll be honest with you, I don't think Declan Rice is a 6. I think he's more of an 8. So I
yeah,
think you can move Declan Rice to the left 8 and maybe play Zubimendi as the lone 6, but keep Thomas Partey as his backup in case things go wrong with Zubimendi. You always need replacements. You always need squad depth in case things don't go the right way. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
yeah. I completely agree, and with that Martinelli, there has been rumours. I don't know how true it is, but apparently Bayern Munich want him, but Arsenal have said that they want 15 million for Martinelli, and I don't see us getting 15 million for Martinelli. I think that's going to be hard to get that for him. I mean, I'm with you. I'm actually happy having Trossard here because I think he's a good bench player. Like, he could be someone that could come off the bench, and if we need someone to maybe score or change the game, um, it can work. But yeah, Martinelli possibly might be leaving anyway, so I think for me, I don't know. I mean, I'd be sad it wouldn't work out, but I think the season, I think his end product has been so poor for me.
Yeah. And you also don't forget you also have players like Ben White. I don't know if he's fit enough.
Mm.
Tomiyasu, if he's fit enough.
God,
He
he's. I don't think he's back till like the winter time. Like, I don't the end of the
Tomiyasu.
year. Yeah, Tomiyasu. So the problem with these
Mhm.
players is like with like Sinchenko as well. We won't get a lot of money for him. I think we'll probably get maybe 15 million if we're lucky. Um, so yeah, I think it's going to be really hard to get some money. Also, to those that are saying about the link, what I'll do is when we've ended the stream, I'll try and get the link to work so people
No
can
worries, no worries. It's all good. It's all
subscribe to the
good.
channel. But yeah, so yeah, I think with Arsenal, I think it's going to be hard for us to generate money because I think with these players, I think some of them are very injury prone, and
Very,
I think
very.
it's really tough. I mean, that's why I think to myself, like, we'll have to sell. I mean, Kivior, we might have to sell him. I mean, I'd personally keep him because I think he did good. He's a good cover
Yeah, yeah.
option, but I just don't know how much money we have. It's so hard to know if we have a lot of money because we've also been linked to like Rodrigo as well from Real Madrid,
Yeah,
which
I don't see
I don't
Rodrigo
think
happening.
that's happening.
Yeah, I think he's staying at Real Madrid now. Apparently, I think Xabi Alonso wants to keep him, so I think they keep him. But you guys need to find an alternative for Rodrigo for 100%. You need to find an alternative for sure because there's no point looking at Rodrigo and not finding an alternative in case you can't sign the player. Like I always say for my club, because I always look at play. I look at every single season. We always link to one player, and then we don't have a plan B. We can't sign plan B because we always need backup. You always need backup. You always need a backup replacement plan in case you can't sign
Yeah.
the plan A player. You always go then you go to plan B. For example, the De Jong one. We couldn't sign De Jong, so we signed Casemiro. That's a good signing. Casemiro, I'm
Yeah.
happy with Casemiro. But then the De Jong, we spent too long on Frankie De Jong to the point we had to go for Casemiro. And that's a bit worrying because then like again, it's all down to the board, the lack of planning, the lack of idea. So that boils down to the talent ID of the club, of the people in the hierarchy. So yeah, like I said, you need to look at backup plans and backup scenarios in case things don't go
Yeah.
the way that you want it to.
Yeah, I completely agree because I think you've got to have cover in quite a few positions. I mean, I always say like obviously I want us to win the league, the Champions League, they're the ones that we want, but even in the cup games, like you want to be able to rest some of your best players. I mean, I'd love to be able to rest Rice or Saliba, Saka, especially Saka because we've
Even
definitely overplayed him and I can't say we have that luxury, to be honest with you, because we do have a lot of injury prone players. And I think with Sinchenko, I probably think we might keep him for backup. But I think, to be honest, now's the time to get money for him. So, but yeah, big up everyone. Thank you to those as well that have subscribed to my channel. I do
big up
appreciate
to
it. And to those that are obviously watching this from my account, there is the channel link. It might not work, but if you just type that in, you can subscribe as well to this channel. Um, I was thinking the same. Zero delusion, understands the problems. Don't expect anything too high for play. Oh, big up yourself. Good to see you as well.
you, boss.
Yeah, I think with Arsenal and United, I think we've both got to have a really big summer.
Yeah,
I've said on here so many times, I think Arsenal probably need a good 6 to 7
100%.
players, but
It could be
I
Cesco.
just don't
It could be,
think. I think what I want is probably not what Arteta's going to do. And with obviously Berta and Arteta, I think they both could want different things, and they're both going to have to compromise as well
could it
because one of them could want Sesko, one of them could want Gokres. They're going to
could
have to
it
just
could it
yeah.
be the Cesco Gyökeres derby?
Yeah, I
United Arsenal. Could it be that? Because it depends who one of us sign. If you guys get Gyökeres, we might as well go for we might as well go for Sesko. If you guys sign Sesko, we might
that'd
as
be
well.
funny. That'd be great.
That'd be funny. So it's Sesko versus Gyökeres to United or Arsenal at this rate. I'm not so sure he's gonna go, but I reckon you guys do get Sesko over the line. I think Sesko will be yours, but I don't know. As of Gyökeres, I don't know if he'll be ours. I'll be honest with you. I really don't know if he'll be ours. But I heard Arsenal have contacted him. I don't really know the truth in that, but I'm not really educated on these like transfers. But all I know is that there's been contacts. That's all I can say.
That's the thing because I always think to myself, what can you actually believe online? Because you hear
Yeah,
so much. It's
so much.
like I know. I think to myself. I mean, I think with Sesko, I think like the last few days we've heard about his like release clause. If he came to Arsenal, he could just go whenever, and I think that's put off a lot of us fans. But I think I wouldn't want us to just bring in any striker for the sake of it. I'd want us to bring in someone
Yeah,
that would actually improve the team because it would be
scoring goal.
wasting money. But yeah, I've got a question here. Big up to Andy as well. Hope you're good. What do you think about Cole Palmer? Do you think Pep has made a massive mistake?
Oh, I think he's asking the Man City fan in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'll
Well,
answer
that's
that. Well, Palmer's a good
okay.
player. Pep made a mistake. Yeah, yes.
People still underestimate Garnacho. It's crazy. He cleared Saka. Do you know what? As well, we've been linked to Garnacho. I mean, Arsenal, I feel, are keeping the options open about who are attacking players, but I would not want him at Arsenal. I mean, I
I
think
don't.
you look at I look at the team we have now, and I don't particularly want good players. We need great players, and I think he could go to Chelsea. I think I could see that happening, but not. I don't
I
want him
think
at Arsenal.
I reckon he'll probably go to like a Premier League club. Don't know who he'll go to, but
Yeah,
maybe Leverkusen with Ten Hag. Maybe Ten Hag Leverkusen. Who knows? Maybe that could happen, but I don't see it because Leverkusen have to spend the money on the player. I don't know how much money they can get. I mean, to be fair to you, they did get a lot of money for Florian Wirtz, so I reckon they could spend that on and Frimpong as well. So I reckon they could go
yeah.
and spend more. So maybe they could sign him. Maybe Leverkusen could be the one. Maybe Leverkusen could help us with our Deadwood, because Eric Ten Hag, he's helped us. He signed these guys, so you might as well sign him for your team. You know what I mean? Because Ten Hag left a lot of mess at this football club. Let's just say it as it is. Ten Hag left a huge mess. I mean,
You know, I always think as well. I mean, with like Ten Hag, I mean, there was when Arteta was here, and there was quite a few fans that would want him at Ten Hag also, and I think I wonder what like he would have been like at a team that's already kind of like a Liverpool or Man City. I always think I want because I think with Arne Slot, I'm being honest, I think he has done a good job, but he has got a
yeah,
very good team. And I think with certain managers, like some might be better with teams like that are already established and already have got a really good starting 11. So I think Amaron as well. I'm interested to see how he's going to do as well. Obviously, next season's going to be really important for you. That next
mm,
season, obviously, we know the league finish was unacceptable, and the final. Obviously, if you've won that, I mean, you would have felt a bit more positive. But what would you feel next season would be an acceptable season? Because the season's just gone, hasn't been good enough at all.
I might go. I might go to a very far extent and say potentially Champions League football would be
Yeah,
acceptable, because if you get the right players and the right and the right signings, then we only have one game a week. There's no excuse to not. There's no excuse to
yeah,
go battle every single week, to go full fitness every single week, try and get over the line in certain games, because when you don't have Europe, it's kind of an advantage in the way that you only focus on the league and maybe the domestic cups when they come around. So I'm looking at the league, at maybe the FA Cup as well next
yeah,
season. I'm looking at a domestic trophy, or maybe two domestic trophies if possible. But I don't
yeah,
think I think one domestic trophy should be okay. I would take the FA Cup. If we don't get the signings that I think he'll get, then I'm worried about. Then I think we'll be top 10.
yeah,
I'm not at top 10, but where I think we'll finish, I think we'll finish. I think we'll come ninth or 10th next season, because I just don't see this team improving anywhere next season. I'll be honest with you, I don't see this team getting better unless we go and sign the right players. Like, for example, I'll give you a list of players I want. Yeah, for example, Embuemo, for example, go
yeah,
and get Edison from Atalanta. These are good players, right? Go and get Theo Hernandez from AC Milan, Mike Mignon from AC Milan. Go and get maybe like a striker like Gyökeres or Osimhen, for example. Then I expect top four, because these are good. These are players that will definitely are Champions League quality players in my opinion.
yeah.
But I don't see us getting Champions League. I don't see us getting these players. I reckon we'll come 10th next season.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard because I think if you bring in the right players, I mean, as you said, Mbeumo, I think he would be a really good player, and I think I think you'll probably get rid of a few players, but I think as well you sort of need some players to be around for squad depth as well. But I do think with United, I think the top four, I think obviously Chelsea. I know Chelsea have tons of players, but they actually picked up a bit last season. I mean, it's not great for them, but they won a trophy. They didn't do too terrible. But I think obviously Newcastle as well. I mean, they're definitely getting better, and they've obviously won a trophy. So I think the top four. I think it's going to be very competitive. Obviously, I'd hope Arsenal will compete with Man City and Liverpool, but
Yeah,
it's hard to know right now because the window, not much has happened. But yeah, I think top six. I think if you look at as an outsider, I think if you finish sixth and you win an FA Cup, I think I could say as an outsider, I think you have progressed. I know United are a team where Arsenal used to go back to back with titles with them, and that is where you want to be. But I
yeah, we
definitely
all
think it's going to take time. Big up Andy, 15 wasn't good for United. Arsenal and United always used to be the two battling out for the title. Yeah, it used to be. I think nowadays, unfortunately, it's Liverpool, Man City, and
yeah,
Arsenal. So I think United can get there. I think it's just going to take you guys a lot of time. I do think you have to get it right this summer as well.
yeah. And
Big up
it depends
Kevin.
what we do in Europe as well. It depends what
Yeah,
we do. If we get for example Europa League next season, and we win the FA Cup, get Europa League. Are we all of a sudden looking at the Europa League the following year as to win to get back into the Champions League? Because I don't see us doing. I don't see us in the league. I don't see us being a threat anywhere anytime soon, unless we make a significant sort of step in terms of the way we start playing, where we get results. Because like I said, one game a week might be helpful, but then I asked the same question: could it demotivate these players that we're not playing in Europe next season? Because these players always want to play in
Yeah.
Europe. And I reckon if we have won the Europa League playing in Champions League, we would be a lot better this season. A lot better, because the players would come in to a lot better players would come in. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because when Arsenal were eighth, I thought to myself, is it a good chance now to focus on the league and try and the cup competitions? But ultimately, that didn't happen for us. We did. I know we did win an FA Cup when we were finishing eighth, but I think you look at it and you think when you finish eighth or 10th or wherever you finish, I think you look at a trophy and I do mark success of winning stuff. Everyone will have their own opinion on success, but I do think silverware is a big part of that. And I do think, as I said, United obviously I think winning a trophy would be great, but I also think being able to finish in a fairly respectable position is important as well. I just wanted to read out Kevin's question. What do you think about Rodri after injury?
I think Rodri will come back okay.
Yeah.
Because players can come back fitter than usual. They can come back like for example, I give credit to Jurriën Timber.
Yeah.
Look at the way he's been after his ACL injury. He's been absolutely unbelievable. The way he's playing after an ACL injury, unbelievable. Like you have to give credit to Jurriën Timber and his fitness team there. But I don't know. I reckon injuries is a huge factor. Rodri could do well. But to answer your thing earlier, Sophie, I would probably go FA Cup as well. I look at the FA Cup because we need to win a domestic trophy. It's the only trophy we can really win next season. I'll be honest with you. The FA Cup's the only trophy we could really win next season. We don't really have an opportunity to win another trophy unless we go for the League Cup. But then again, because I don't see us doing well in the Prem, I don't see us winning the Prem next year. I don't see us even competing in the top. Okay, maybe if like I said, if we get the right players, top 4 is possible. But at the same time, I don't look at top 4 yet.
Yeah.
At the same time, like all I'm saying is all the things I'm saying, I'm not accepting at all. It's just what I think will happen.
Yeah.
But I'm accepting nothing more than, you know me in general. I'm gonna go to the extent where I don't accept anything more than third or anything less than third or not winning the league because we're Man United. We're one of the biggest clubs in England, so gotta get back to those days. Gotta get back to that, and Arsenal should as well.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you definitely have to be realistic. I mean, obviously, if United did finish in top 4, that would definitely be a big improvement. But I think an FA Cup, I mean, the League Cup as well. I mean, I think certain Arsenal fans do turn their nose up at the Carabao Cup. But I think at the end of the day, you look at the teams when the season's finished. Look at the teams that have won stuff, and I think to myself, if Newcastle can do it, then surely we can. United or Arsenal could have a great chance of that. But yeah, I do agree. Rodri has played less than 90 minutes after coming back, but you can definitely see that he has influenced the midfield. Yeah, I think when he got injured, I think that is when they started to struggle. And I remember someone asking me who would be a bigger loss to the team, Rodri or Haaland, and I thought at the time, Haaland would be a big miss because of the goals, but I think Rodri has actually shown that he would probably has been the biggest loss of the team, and that they've really struggled without him. And that just shows as well, because I think of Partey, and I think going to next season without Partey, we could really struggle without him, and it might be a decision that we regret, that. And I think we have a chance to keep him. Like I said, I think Arsenal just need to give him the money, but like I said, I'd understand if he wanted to leave, because you might want a different challenge. He's been here for a while, and like I said, we've not really won a lot either. So you might want to, I think he's 31 now, Partey. So is that the sort of ending to his career? Unless he wants to, I don't know how old you'll be when you retire, but I think players now, I think with like Saliba as well, they're probably thinking, you know what, if Arsenal are just going to keep finishing second, I might think of other options. So that's the position we're in now, which really sucks.
Yeah. Unfortunately. But you can't always get we always can't always get what we want. But at the same time, we're we're looking to get there. We're looking to get there, but it's a slow process. And in English football, this process, in my opinion, they
Yeah.
need to bend this process and project thing. They need to take the risk when it is, because if you see regression, you should take the hit right away. Take the hit
Yeah.
and quickly make a move, because there's a lot of managers in the world that could elevate, that could help you. Like Conte when he went to Chelsea first year,
Yeah.
won the league. So sometimes you need to make the move when you need to. So I wouldn't say process project. I don't like all that stuff, in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you, AK. I don't think Cunha will be enough. It isn't enough. You need to sign a player like Mbuemo as well. You need to sign a good player up top as well. So yeah,
Yeah, I agree that United do need a whole
you
rebuild.
do.
I think it's going to take time, and I mean, Arteta's had his time now. I always said I want to see Arteta bring in his own players, and then I can judge him. Now I can judge him. So but I also think managers can still make mistakes here and there throughout the
Yeah,
season, even if they haven't had a lot of time. Because as you mentioned with me, if Arteta, like we said before about taking the players off that you should keep on as well in finals. So, and the
yeah.
thing as well, I think with United, I mean, I know United haven't won all the finals they've been in, but I think what you can actually say about United these last few seasons is that you've actually been getting to a few finals. I mean, the FA
Yeah,
Cup, you've done that. I mean, I think that's great to get there. And I just think now, I mean, Arsenal haven't really got too many finals. And I know
I
if you get
agree.
to a final and then you lose, you're not going to be remembered, obviously. But I think that is what Arsenal need to do. And I think that's something that I can say that United are doing good at
They remember
actually
the
getting
winner.
there.
They
Yeah.
remember the winners usually. So,
Yeah.
like I say, it's a priority for every team to win a trophy in the Premier. Look at Crystal Palace. Palace have just won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
They're now in the Europa League with a manager who's actually won the Europa League as well. Oliver Glasner won it with Eintracht Frankfurt. Aston Villa have a Europa League pedigree manager, Unai Emery. So it's important that it's important that you win these trophies. Like I said, trophies are the main aim of elite level sports. So you have to go for these trophies. And also one thing as well, Sophie. Sorry to cut in. Yeah, there's one thing that you said about Slot earlier, right? He's actually also improved Ryan Gravenberch as well. Don't forget,
Yeah.
he has to give credit where it's due. Ryan Gravenberch turned his Liverpool career around. Soboslai looks a lot better. McAllister looks a lot better. So Arne Slot's not going anywhere, and Liverpool are not going anywhere anytime soon. Even if Salah and Van Dijk leave. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on, Sophie. Go on.
No, Pickle, that's a good point as well because yeah, I think as well. I think certain managers will get improve certain players. I mean, obviously with Arne Slot, I think right now, I think when you've seen him hit Liverpool for maybe a few more seasons, you can really see what type of manager he is. I mean, as I've mentioned so many times, Liverpool are not messing around this summer. They're getting the business done early, and I think that is what I'd love Arsenal to do. Man City are also in the same boat with that as well. They're trying to get things done as well. So I think with Arsenal, I mean, it'd be nice for us to add, like obviously pre-season it's not massive, but I think it gives you good preparation going into the
Yeah.
season. Because I'm sure if United you feel the same, but whoever you're signing, it'd be nice for you to maybe try them out before going into the season. Because obviously
Yeah.
we play
That,
each other the first game of the season, so
you need
I
everyone
think with
there.
Arsenal, I'm thinking if whoever we're bringing in striker wise, I want us to bring them in so we have an idea of what they're going to be like. Because we might have to sort
Yeah.
of change how we play a bit because we've got Perez or whoever we're bringing in.
Yeah, and you always want a good battle in the first hit of the season as well. As season opener, United Arsenal. I don't think in the Premier League era it's ever happened before, United Arsenal. So that's going to be a first. Going to Old Trafford in the first game of the season. Don't know how we'll pan out. I'm looking forward to preseason to see how we are because we're also playing the Premier League season. We're playing the Premier League Challenge in USA as well against Bournemouth, West Ham, and Everton. I think so. Yeah, these are clubs that I'm looking at. We need to try and not let's not necessarily try and win that, but try and give a bit
Yeah,
of competition in that. Just try and test things out. We play Leeds as well in preseason. I'm looking forward to that game because I hate me United. We all hate Leeds, don't we? So that's going to be a number one. That's going to be a good preseason friendly to start off. Right, Leeds will be a good start. Then we go back to Old Trafford to play Fiorentina and David De
yeah.
Gea. So David De Gea is finally getting his reception. Is reception at Old Trafford. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that game. I definitely think the crowd that day on both sides, I think it'll be rocking, and I think for both teams. I mean, if we've in our attack, if we've signed quite a few players, and we've signed quite a few players, I think
Yeah,
I think both teams will feel excited for this game because, I mean, for us, if we don't have a striker at that point, I think to myself, like going to the season, I wouldn't feel confident at all. And I think for me, I look at it, I think it's a game that Arsenal must win. I think if we start the season off with like a draw, I
must
wouldn't be too happy about that, really.
must win for both. I'll be honest. It's a
Yeah,
must win. If we start the season off well against Arsenal, all of a sudden confidence starts rising, right? But if you guys start off well, people gonna be United to be all over the papers. We're laughing stock again. So it's literally a big game for both teams, like I said. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, 100%.
yeah, me too. I think the season is going to be really exciting. I'm hoping that, um, obviously both teams will definitely have the right players at that point because I think it will it'd be quite. I'd feel awful if we didn't have the right players going into the season. But hopefully we do. With your players in the attacking position, like your front three, what would your ideal front three be for going into next season?
So we've already got Cunha. That's
Yeah,
one. Embuemo would be my second. If not, then I guess Ahmad plays there, and then you can try and
yeah.
move Cunha to the right hand side. Maybe play Kobe as a left 10. I'm at a right wing back. Up top, is this realistic or unrealistic?
Just however you want, really. Just your
Yo-
ideal.
Gyökeres or Osimhen up top. One of them two. And then yeah, Cunha and Buemo and Gyökeres or Osimhen. One of them. That would be very very good front three to watch. That would be
Yeah.
gold. That would be
Yeah,
gold. Gold.
I think if United ended up with Gokeres, Remo, Kuna, and whoever, you might bring other players in the midfield as well. But I think that would be that'd probably be a statement signings to bring them in. I think to be honest with you, I kind of think both United and Arsenal could do with like a statement signing. I mean, I don't think Arsenal are going to get Rodrigo. I don't. I think for me,
Ooh, you think Rodrigo?
if we'd have won the league, maybe last season or the season before, I think we could probably maybe have that been able to bring in more players. But I think because
Yeah, it gets one
we've
sided.
fallen short so many times, I think players will think, why would I want to come to Arsenal for that reason? Um, I
Yeah,
have seen us being linked to other players like Anthony Gordon, Alanga. I'd be happy with Alanga. I think he would give us a bit of excitement because I think in Arsenal's attack, I think we're predictable. I think teams know what we're going to do. I mean, even I know a lot of the times what Martinelli's going to do, or Saka
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
So I think Arsenal for sure needs some sort of different ideas, and I think we don't really have a
You need
plan
a
B
clinical
most of
goal
the
scorer,
time.
goals. You need a clinical goal scorer that can score you
Yeah,
goals. That's in my opinion.
y- yeah, I completely agree. I think both teams definitely need yeah, some more exciting attacking players. I mean, it would be funny, like you said, if Arsenal ends up with Sesko and you guys got Gokeres like for the first game of the
That'll be a
season.
good. That'll be a very very good battle. That'll be a very very good battle.
Yeah, I'd be fascinated because obviously, both of them are very good. Obviously, if you look at Gokeres, he might probably has the better stats and has the better record. But I think when other players come to the league, you just don't know how they're going to do. So
Yeah,
I
you
think
don't.
yeah, it's always hard to predict as well. So I think you have to take a risk with some of these players sometimes. But yeah, I'm interested to see if United did because at the start I think Gokeres, I don't know if it was true, but I heard Gokeres did want United, and then it sort
Yeah.
of changed. Yeah,
No, but the thing is, I think Arsenal turned him down because of just the overall price. Like you have to pay the
yeah,
price plus add it on. It's gonna be a bit too much. So I think Arsenal themselves decided to back out of that. So maybe I don't think Arsenal go for Gyökeres. I reckon they'll go for Sesko instead. I think Sesko will still be a very, very good signing for you guys. I reckon you should. It should. It's about time you get him over the line because Arteta's been on holiday again. He's on holiday again, so he needs to get back into office and needs
yeah,
to get these signings done, and then go back on holiday again before preseason starts. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think I think when the season ends. I think that's the time to have a break. And then when the window opens, you've got to just be on it from the first day. I mean, obviously, there's still a while to go, and I'm happy to wait and see what happens. But I think it would be nice to see us. I mean, obviously, I don't expect us to bring in a striker for a
Mm.
little while. I think Bertrand and Arteta are probably just thinking about that, but it would be
Yeah,
nice, for example, if we brought in, like Morgan Rogers, as a sort of a signing that we
that
could
would
be
be
excited.
quality. That would be
Yeah, I
quality.
mean, I just want us. I think as fans, also fans. I mean, my excitement now is wearing off a bit because I just don't know what the club are going to do, and my expectations oftenly aren't met. I think as fans, I think it's always the hope that kills you. So I'm just hoping that we could just have a really big summer, and so we're United. Big up to the boss of Blue. God did
Yeah,
enjoy the
well,
chat. Cheers, chat. Yeah, thank you, Ezra, as well. I've had such a great time as well chatting
of
with you
course.
today.
So,
To those that obviously might watch my content, do you want to just tell people what sort of content you do and where they can find you on YouTube?
yeah, but most of these guys are actually from my channel. So Kevin, AK, and Bossa Blue, Rasta, they're all from my channel. So big up to you guys. And yeah, SKFC as well. I've seen it already in the chat. Big up to all you guys in the chat. For those of you that don't know who I am in sports. I do sports content. So on my channel, I do football, basketball, tennis, F1. I did a bit of NFL in the playoffs. So there'll be more. There'll be more. I'm gonna do a lot. I'm gonna do a lot of shows. I'm actually doing a transfer show soon. So tomorrow at around 6 p.m. UK time, I'll be doing a transfer show at around 6 a.m. UK time, 7 a.m. UK time, because obviously I'm in Thailand, so it is different time zones. I am doing a United show with Rasta, who was in the chat earlier. So big up to Rasta Stocks every single time. Make sure you guys do subscribe to Rasta channel. And obviously, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me on, Sophie. Subscribe to Sophie's channel as well, people. When she does some good work on her channel. How many subs are you on right now, Sophie? So I can tell the chat that
Let me just check. I'm on like 3,003, so I'm trying to get
got
to
it.
3.4. So
Get a 3,005. Come on, anyone who's
yeah,
watching that, get a 3,005 subs. Come on, people. Yeah, but big up to you, Rasta. I will see you later today. And yeah, once again, Sophie, thank you for having me on. It's been a great show, and obviously it's long overdue because we did one last year and we hadn't do one for a year. As we promised many times. But listen, I will bring you on my channel as well.
yeah, definitely.
Arsenal preview will be good fun to watch, and I'll
Yeah,
definitely sure.
yeah, definitely. At the start of the season, we'll definitely do like a preview and a review or whatever because, yeah, like we said, it's going to be a big game, and I'm excited to play United as well. But yeah,
Yeah,
to those obviously that are watching this, the link is in my description. I put it in the description as well, so you can check out his channel. Thank you so much, AK, as well. Great show, thank you. I'm glad you've all enjoyed it. We've both
yeah,
had a blast, and like we said, it has been a while since we've chatted, so it's been great to catch up.
yeah.
And yeah, fingers crossed, Arsenal and United will get the business done because not much has been happening at all for us. But yeah, thank you all
Currently,
for your support. I do really appreciate
yeah.
it, and I
I'm
hope you
currently
all have a good day as well.
I'm currently on 333 subs. Get me to 335 by the end of today's show. Just 2 subs needed, people. Come on, two
Yeah,
subs needed
please do subscribe.
would be good.
Yeah,
Come on. Sorry, Sophie. Go on.
that's right. Yeah, so everyone that's watching this, yeah, I think I think the link might not be working in the title, but I'll put in the description as well.
That's all right. No worries.
Um, but yeah, thank you all for watching, and yeah, I will see you all very soon. Bye.